Hi there, it's Sarah from Inspire Tarot. Welcome to the channel. See what message Spirit has for us today. Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is a card about feeling very satisfied and happy. Definitely in a state of gratitude and contentment. You feel as if you're reaping the rewards of all the inner work that you've been doing. And you feel happy. You've been aligning your mind with God, with what God wants for us, which is unconditional love of everyone and everything, accepting everyone and everything, and reinterpreting everything. So whenever we do this, we start to feel happier. And even though we do go through moments of darkness, our default mood shifts and we do feel very grateful. And even if we fall backwards or feel as if we're falling backwards, we can easily get back into this high vibe feeling because it becomes our default state. So Nine of Cups is a great card to come out first. King of Cups. The King of Cups is very generous, very kind. It could be that you're giving back. Quite often the King of Cups represents somebody who's a counsellor, somebody who's very empathic and intuitive, somebody who's also very sensitive and empowering, somebody who's really good at giving back to other people, somebody who's patient and has done enough healing of their own in order to be able to give back to others in a way where they don't project their problems onto them too much. So the King of Cups is a very inspiring energy to be in. Being able to listen to and hold space for other people is extremely powerful. And the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is very in touch with, means we're very in touch with our purpose. We feel very passionate about taking the lead, some sort of visionary way, some way that kind of comes through us as if we're being done through by the Spirit. We have this entrepreneurial kind of feeling where we feel like we want to be a go-getter. We're compelled to do certain things. And whilst we're doing these things, we're growing in confidence and we're getting to face our demons whenever we're in the public domain or whatever it is that we're doing. It's just fun to feel in this kind of passionate, compassionate and passionate state where we feel quite daring. The Spirit is going to ask us to do things that will push us out of our comfort zone but are also very fulfilling. And when we have the King of Cups and the King of Wands combined, it's like a very powerful combination of combining our purpose with love and with creativity and with the betterment of humanity. So it's like the perfect combination, and it's bound to bring us ultimate fulfillment because it's in alignment with what God wants, but it's also in alignment with what interests us and lights us up. And with them being kings, they're very outward presentations, which means that we're interacting with other people and sharing our gifts with other people. We're really putting what we've learnt into play and using it for the betterment of humanity. Four of Swords, King of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So the Four of Swords is about resting and recuperating and recharging. And yeah, whenever we're kind of in this very dynamic, growth-oriented space, we are going to need to rest and recharge as we grow and develop. And the Four of Swords is I love the depiction of the Four of Swords in this card because it just looks very relaxing. But also you can see these white feathers falling down, which are symbols of being aligned with our spiritual purpose. Rest is important. And I think a lot of the time when we rest, we get involved in other things. You know, different things that we do in our downtime might be really helpful for us to decompress. And they make us a more balanced person for ourselves and also for others. And with the King of Swords coming out as well too, I think it's interesting how all the kings that have come out are all the female versions of the kings, because there's also male versions of the kings in this deck. So the King of Swords is about being quite tough, being very focused on the mind, being very resilient and determined, and understanding that whenever we are in the public eye, or we're doing something that involves others, then we are going to be receiving challenges and people who don't seem to be on our side, people who seem to want to tear us down. And the King of Swords will bypass all of that. The King of Swords energy is very kind of very uncompromising, but very good at communicating, but also very decisive and fair. I think that's one of the qualities that comes with the King of Swords, is this clarity and honesty, and this ability to respect themselves and other people, but not treat people like a special snowflake. And I think that's kind of important. I always think of this card as aligning with true empathy with the swords cards, because they are uncompromising and they're quite emotionally detached, which is often something that we need if we're feeling weak. And yeah, a powerful leader or somebody who wants to help others needs to have strong values and be able to speak their truth and kind of know what's important to them and what's not, and be able to assert themselves in that way. And the Knight of Pentacles card is all about being dedicated to our craft. And anyone who's done anything that involves doing things with others or working on their passion, we need a huge amount of this perseverance and patience and diligence, and also keeping that faith that whatever we're working on will come to fruition. We need to repeatedly be choosing our higher path, which is to never give up, and to keep learning and to walk through the fire, because that quite often happens when we're doing this inner work, and we're putting ourselves out there. We do have to face all our demons, and they definitely all come up when we're helping others. The Hierophant. Eight of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. So the Hierophant is about dedication to our awakening and to the truth and to aligning with our higher self. And we can't really help but do this. It kind of happens automatically because we very much want to. We want to feel happy. We have this instinct within us to seek happiness. And we find out that to seek happiness, we have to follow what lights us up. We have to give back to others and be kind to others. We essentially have to emulate what God wants for us all, which is happiness. And God knows that happiness comes from unity, unified perspective. Yeah, and we have to work really diligently at our craft and doing our forgiveness lessons and processing our emotions when they come up without judging ourselves, without being intolerant of ourselves, and not seeing it as a setback, seeing processing emotions and doing the inner work as something that's challenging. And that may come through applying ourselves to some sort of craft in the material where we're doing something we enjoy and we're working hard, and it may be that we're not seeing the results that we want, but we have to keep going, because giving up wouldn't feel good. And whenever we're doing something that feels worthwhile, it's not just about what we're doing, it's also about the tenacity and the strength and the things it builds in us, and it hones our values and just purifies the mind. And the Four of Pentacles card is about our attachment to the 3D. So we get to see how we want instant gratification all the time, and we want in positive feedback, and we just want to feel safe. We want to find ourself and our stability in the physical form, and we're repeatedly reminded that we can't find that. We have to feel that satisfaction from within. So we have to kind of build that trust and remember that abundance comes from trust, and we need to surrender to the divine flow, and we can't be resistant to change. So these are all lessons that we kind of learn on our path with whatever we're doing in life. These are jumping out. The Magician, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. So the Magician reminds us that we're the power. Everything comes through us, and we have more power than we think we do. We're always going to practice with this mental power. And when we combine our heart and our mind with whatever it is that we're doing, we create this power surge, which moves the material world and brings the things to us that we need. And we're always alchemizing in this way. Anything that comes up or any challenges, we work with the spirit to do these things. And the Ace of Pentacles is all about a new opportunity, which is exciting. A new opportunity in the material realm. So with the King of Cups and the King of Wands, we've said that we're kind of dealing with our purpose, but also with love, because our purpose is essentially anything to do with love, but it'll be specifically tailored to our path and whatever we need to heal. So whatever lights us up, whatever opportunities and things we feel are coming our way, then we need to jump wholeheartedly into them. And the Six of Wands card is a card about success and victory. So we know that we're going to have success and recognition when we can focus our will, but we do have to believe in ourselves and harness our energy towards our goals. And we know that we will be supported by others when we're in alignment with our truth and our divine path. So yeah, really today's message is to keep fighting the fight, keep doing what you do best, and yeah, it's a beautiful journey. We can enjoy it. Okay, that's my reading for today. Love you all. Bye.